In the last history video we posted, we talked about the French intervention and the Second Empire with Maximilian of Habsburg, and that Juárez ordered to execute him in 1867. Juárez, the president, returned to Mexico City. The Republic had achieved a triumph, annulling Mexico's monarchist's option. Still, many disorders were coming from the liberals, whose ambition for power took them to take arms. Juárez immediately convened elections. The Conservative Party had disappeared, and 3 liberals ran for office: Benito Juárez, Lerdo de Tejada, and Porfirio Díaz. Juárez won the elections, but his enemies multiplied because he favored the Constitution's reform, and many resented the punishments that the conservatives received. Despite of all this, Juárez started a restoration period. Mexico needed to boost the economy, reorganize the public estate, and obtain the necessary funds to promote development. He favored foreign investment in communications and recognized the contract that the empire had signed to build the railroad from Mexico to Veracruz. He also gave priority to education, considering that it was the only way to achieve progress. The transformation into the Republic was very slow. There were many problems to solve. Equality was just a dream because there was overwhelming misery in the country. Very shameful in front of an ostentatious luxury of a minority who held all the wealth. Disorder and insecurity on the roads caused commercial losses and unproductivity to the haciendas. The mine owners finally sold their mines to foreign capitals. The church lost its properties and rents. However, 10 bishops still lived in luxury, while 3,500 clergymen lived terrible hardships. Due to lack of financing, the army reduced its contingent from 70,000 soldiers to 30,000. Insufficient to protect such an extensive territory. However, various positive changes occurred at the ports and the capital with the arrival of foreigners. The arrival of big passenger ships brought merchandise, inventions, fashion, and novelties. The new stagecoach company reduced time to travel to the northern border and other trips within Mexico. One could travel from Mexico to Veracruz and vice versa in 7 days. There were enormous hopes for progress, considering that education would solve the problems of the country. Newspapers circulated and helped people be aware of the political scene of the country. Town criers would read the newspapers to the illiterate, and intellectual liberals analyzed national problems and critical social matters. One of the French Empire's positive legacy was to create a nationalism that permeated all cultural forms of art, literature, and music. The National Lottery financed the renovation of the Academy of San Carlos of Plastic Arts. Juárez rechristened the academy with the name of the National School of Fine Arts. There is no doubt that José María Velasco, with his beautiful Mexican landscapes, was the most prominent figure of the arts of this period. Sculpting also benefit from the many orders of statues of remarkable Mexicans. The sculptures still adorn nowadays the Paseo de la Reforma Avenue in Mexico City. Music saw its best times with the founding of the Philharmonic Orchestra. Scientific investigation benefit from the formation of the Scientific Commission of Mexico. Society was distrustful, and cautious, but at the same time hopeful of achieving progress. Liberalism and the Republic's triumph gave Mexicans hope to conquest a peace that would provide them with material development that would assure order and progress. President Juárez worked tirelessly for 6 years, but his health was fragile, and he died in 1872. Lerdo de Tejada, who was a president of the Supreme Court, assumed the executive. He convened for elections, which he won against Porfirio Díaz. He made several positive changes, but he also made some bad decisions, which caused discord. Porfirio Díaz decided that it was his time to take advantage. He accused Lerdo de Tejada of violating the Constitution, then offered titles and military honors to his supporters. There were many uprisings in different parts of the country. Another contender appeared, named Iglesias, but Díaz took a drastic decision. He occupied Mexico City with the army backing him. A week later, he was sitting on the presidential chair. It was the year 1877, and he was president until 1911. These 34 years is a period known as the Porfiriato. Loving Mexico thanks you for being with us today. Be sure to subscribe and leave a comment. Continue watching our videos and enjoy loving Mexico. And don't miss our next video, the Porfiriato.